global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello guys, welcome to Global Happenings. Today we have a trending news for you, and the headline reads, see what the old Eastern region should do to get Biafra ready. Else, see details. Aisha speaks. But before we go into the news proper and further analysis, we do like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button below. But beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Don't also forget to like and share our videos. Okay, let's go straight into the news of the day. The indigenous people of Biafra have intensified their call for Biafran state. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the group, has been doing a lot of international diplomacy to achieve this goal. But Aisha Yusufu, a public affair commentator, has added a forgotten, overlooked piece of the puzzle. Aisha states that until the Southeast governors ask for it, the entire country will not take the call for Biafra very serious. She stated in a response to an anonymous question put to her on why the effort of IPOB is yet to yield results or the required fruit. She replied, "Who is holding them? Tell them to demand for it. You think if the Southeast governors demand for it, it wouldn't be taken seriously?" Which means he's saying, hold on to your governors. He said the point she raised is very critical, in that in a quest of this nature, then should have the majority of the opinion leaders and politicians should have been involved in it, as majority of the people should have been the political leaders of that region. But to a great extent, Aisha Yusufu has hit on a point that a lot of persons have deliberately avoided, and that's because the Southeastern governors have been far away from that call called restoration of Biafra. Most of them publicly, maybe privately, maybe they have been showing one or two solidarity in private, maybe just probably one or two, but the whole lot of them have never publicly identified themselves. I'm talking about the Southeastern governors have never publicly identified with IPOB, saying, okay, I'm for Biafra and all that. They keep showing that they are governors and all that. So to a great extent, it's saying, look, when they will take you serious is when even your leaders say, look, we have been marginalized and we want this. But let's feel the pulse of Nigerians. Let's see the overview of Nigerians. If the opinion of Aisha, if he's speaking the mind of Nigerians, or if he's just speaking and feeling that maybe she's just commenting. But I know that a vast number of IPOB members will tell you their governors are fully fools, they are backstabbers, they don't believe in the cause, and one day when Biafra will be realized and all that. But let's feel the pulse of Nigerians over this very strong deliberation Aisha Yusufu has brought to the limelight. This one here is saying she made a point which everyone knows to be true. Honestly, everybody has been looking at it. He said, yes, of course, because they are not ready for it, only to make unnecessary decisions and illiterate educated opinions. She may be right anyways. The truth is, to a great extent, the leaders also need to show solidarity. But Ojukwu asked for it when he was a governor. Was it given to him? Let me hear what Biko. The Ojukwu asked for it. They didn't give it to him. But if you watch, he pulled a lot of weight. He pulled so much weight. Yes, already Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is pulling so much weight. No doubt about it. But imagine, guys, just imagine it. Let's just imagine it. Imagine Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is pushing the weight from all the states of the Biafran states, or chosen Biafran states are all, speaking in solidarity. Before you say who goes there, everyone will believe. Everybody will begin to. All region will take, you guys serious. You can even the governors can just say, okay, all Biafran in all the states that are non-Biafrans to come home. This issue of Fulani has been ravaging any Biafran state. Wouldn't have come to pass. You can imagine Obanam, their indigenes have run out of beautiful community with beautiful houses. They have run out because there's no security for them because of Fulani herdsmen. Okowa, the governor, is not even talking. The guy just behaving as if he did not hear that part. It's not that Okowa. It's as if the Akwanam community is not even in Delta State. But then it's in Delta State. Now just imagine everyone, being fine on the same spot of actualization of Biafra. Mazen Abikano is doing the diplomatic whatever, international diplomacy is trying to fight for international attention to get it for Biafra. The governors here are fighting on all arsenal, ensuring that the people are protected. The resources now. Before you say who goes there, even the international communities will say, what is going on? What is going on in Nigeria? There's a country that wants to secede. Plus its attention. Before you know it, everybody will take them serious. I think to some extent, it will be faster. This is just my opinion. I can't agree with Yesufo on this. It will be faster if they had shown solidarity with Mazen Abikano. It would have been faster to achieve it. Yeah, there may have been more disagreement, chaos along the line, but eventually this would have come to pass. But as it is now, everyone knows that the governors are protecting their positions. The governors are protecting their benefits. If they, it's a case of winner wins all. Yes. If they actualize Biafra now, this is politics. Let's be real. Some of us here will try to look at it from a different angle. If they actualize Biafra now, as it is, who's going to be president? Of course, they won't be. And right now, they're trying to agitate for presidency for 2023 for Dibos. Now, if they play their cards well, and if they give them the presidency, they're now playing within themselves who is going to be the president. Now, as they are now that there's one Nigeria, they are governors. By the time Biafra comes in, will they still be governors of any state? The answer is no. So they are winning all here. It's a case of winner wins all. Since when there will be actualization of Biafra, they will stand to gain nothing. As in personal gains, better political power or financial gains, they may likely stand to gain nothing. Their power, their influence will become zero. Because in Biafra, they are just normal indigenous, normal human being without power or influence. But in Nigeria, they are governors, they have aid, they have security, they have pension, they have benefit, they can walk into any place, they are known, they have diplomatic relations, they can move anywhere in any country as a Nigerian governor of a state. They've got all the benefits you can think of. They have security. So it's a case of winner wins. But if Biafra is restored, everyone, quote and unquote, have that mentality that, of course, Mazen Abikano is the undisputed leader of that state when it is actualized. How it will be run, whether democratically or how many years they know, will be determined then. But for now, that is the perception. So if we join this guy, we are going to lose. We don't have any benefit. So let's stay on with what we have as benefit, which is to remain in Nigeria. Hopefully, we may end up becoming the president. So you see, they may likely in no time would you see them, say they are coming in to join Biafra anytime soon, because it's a case of winner wins all or you lose all. So they have no intention of losing. If it was a case of selfless service and it's a case of there may be some sort of elections and they will be recognized, just maybe they will think of it. But then they're also thinking other things. What if they show solidarity and the present government decides to say, look, no more. If eventually this will be, they may likely go into some sort of war, and at the end of the... So if for any reason, the agitation goes so intense and they show their solidarity openly and it goes so intense and they go into war, what if they lose? If they lose, the land will be ravaged and all that. They have tested the first Biafran war. They didn't win. If they go now, how prepared are they? Do you understand? Maybe they have been in the corridor of power. They know how prepared the other side is. How prepared are their people? And all these things they've waited and said, look, we can't do this. Maybe not in this generation. We can't go into war. If we eventually show solidarity, we may not get what we are looking for. We may lose everything and we don't need it. And they're enjoying the power right now. So I see it that the governors may not show any solidarity anytime soon. Even if they will, maybe not openly, they may probably do it secretively. But then, if they want to show, if they will eventually say they're joining into the cause, they may need to, I feel, this is my perception now, they will call Mazi Nnamdi Kanu into a round table, say, look, if you're going to join this cause of Biafra, we have what it takes. We have the influence, we have the funds, we have what it takes. We know who and who to press in the corridor of power. But you need to sign some sort of memorandum of understanding here that when Biafra is actualized, this is going to be my benefit. This, I will occupy this. This is going to be, I'm going to be my territory. This, your hands off and all that. Only then would you see them, because unfortunately, politics is a game of number and it's a game of interest. These guys are politicians. Sorry, I'm sorry if I'm hurting anyone's feeling, but the governors here, the leaders here are actually politicians. So they're actually pitching their tent in the area that favors them the most, the area of their perfect interest. And the perfect interest is Nigeria, because right now Biafra may not give them anything, based on the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been, agitating for this for a while. And joining him now is going to be that they are going to be subject to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, of which you can't be a leader now and all of a sudden you're thinking of being a subject to someone who is not even a leader at all, who was never occupying any political position. So it's as if it's undermining them. Of course, they may likely not show, but that's my take on this. This is purely my take on this, and I totally support Yusufu, Aisha. But the truth of the matter is, they would have loved to, but then it's a winner wins or the loser loses, or of which they don't think of losing. What do you think? Do you honestly think, or do you share the same opinion with Yusufu, or do you think to hell with the governors who achieve Biafra with or without them anyway?